So I just got out of court for a speeding ticket, which, there it is, cost me $570. It was actually $550, but because of service fee, an extra $20. So that with 4 months of court supervision is why it doesn't pay to speed. Thanks, boot mode. No, I'm kidding, not boot mode's fault. But the purpose of today's video isn't so much about speeding and court tickets and fines, because that sucks. Wait before I go. Let me take this shirt off now. I feel it's nice to, it's good manners to dress nice in court, I guess. So, put on a dress shirt. Put gel in my hair. So, yeah, went the whole 9 yards. Showered, but yeah. There we go. Have my shirt tucked in a little bit. Yes, I just had to peel myself out of the shirt. If you're wondering what shirt I'm wearing, this is a shirt I wear to court. So yeah. But again, they got the last laugh, taking $570. Anyways, the point of today's video, now that I can officially start driving, is how to find the perfect driving road. And not to speed, because as we just seen, speeding does not pay unless you're in the city. Alright guys, so now that we're back on the road, I was recording earlier, but it stopped. So now I'm in a different shirt because it's a different day. Anyways, the point of this video, or the idea from behind this video came to me back in like June, July, when my job sent me out to Kentucky for work. Spent about 2 weeks out there, not consecutively, but anyways, that's beside the point. The point is, when I was out there, I was driving a lot of those small back roads. Probably has to see me, but driving a lot of the small back roads through the mountain areas. It's a very beautiful place. If you haven't been, I recommend going. And it got me thinking, how can you find the perfect driving road? Now keep in mind, that's kind of a trick question, because there is no such thing as the perfect driving road or a perfect road, just because everyone's preference is different. Here in the States, we live off of something called the grid system, starting that goes left to right, up and down. So most people here in the States, including myself, we just like straight lines to see how fast we can go and push the power down, you know? But in Europe and other countries, or even small areas like I think up in Elgin, and again in Kentucky, they have a lot of twisty, windy back roads, which is pretty fun. Growing up, I learned that I prefer twisty, windy back roads versus just the straightaways. To tell you the truth, I'm kind of in the middle. The reason I mention those two is because it's kind of like a spectrum, and then you have everything else in between, from highway driving to just cruising, you know, neighborhood cruising. We just drive around, things like that. So I'm gonna go over some things, some bullet points, I guess you can say, to help kind of dial that in to figure out what you like the best, and we'll kind of go from there. So the first thing I'd recommend would be, again, find out what you like. So drive across everything. Go on some highway cruises, go on some back road twisty turns, and yes, that's the official way to say it, back road twisty turns. From there, you know, find some empty straightaways, you know, enjoy yourself, again, safely. That brings me on to the next bullet point, would be inspect your car. Know what your car can do. And what I mean by that is, keep in mind, your Corolla is not a McLaren or a Lamborghini, so don't try to choke that thing out. Also, your 4-cylinder is not a V8, no matter how many badges you put on that thing, so keep that in mind. You know, make sure your brakes have bite to them, make sure your tires are good, make sure, you know, you don't have anything mechanically malfunctioning on your car. You don't want to break down out in the middle of nowhere while you're driving on some back road with no cell phone signal or something. Or have an accident happen because your brakes went out and you hit something. That's never any fun. The next thing would be know your own limits. Know your driving capability, because obviously you're not a race car driver. You know, and if you are, keep it on track, I guess. That's another thing. If you have options or access to tracks, I always recommend it. This is more, weekend driver. You want to go do something on a Sunday morning like I do. That's what I do. So anyways, back to the thing. Know your limits, and then stay away from there. Don't push your car and yourself to the limits and you think you got this turn and you don't, and you eat it. Or you're gunning it, driving down this road at 120 miles an hour and a deer pops out. That's not smart. The next thing is know your location. And what I mean by that is know the area you're in. Is it a high traffic flow area? Is it a neighborhood? Things like that, stay away from. If I need to, how can I get out of here if cops try to show up right away? I'm not saying that should happen, because again, you don't break the law when you're driving, right? But things like that. Oh, is there a cop trap over here? Or is there a pothole? Are the roads safe? Is there gravel on the road? Things like that. And the best way for myself, what I do, is I drive through the area 3 or 4 times to get myself familiar with it before I even try to do spirited driving on that road. And you just kind of learn from there, and you figure out what you like, and then you start enjoying yourself. In my next video, I'm going to give you an idea of what kind of roads I like and where they're at, roughly. I don't want to snitch on myself, but again, I don't break the law. So with that said, I hope you guys like this small short video. Please like, subscribe, as I can't talk over here, and I'll see you guys next time. This is Rick from All Star Motors. Peace.